I'm Gloria House. Thank you for this opportunity to introduce to you Mr. Robert HOUTMAN, who's President and CEO of E3, Engineering and Management Services Incorporated. Robert, we just want to talk briefly with our South African friends about the company.
Yes.
Give them an opportunity to see you and know you a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about E3 and the services that you offer through your company?
E3 is an engineering, consulting and contract engineering technical services firm. What we do is we're twofold. We do engineering consulting, in other words, in-house engineering under our own operation, under our own facilities, on premise here. And we also contract the same type of people that we were employing here on an outsourcing basis to clients such as General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, and their various suppliers, which they call Tier 1 suppliers. We're a Tier 2. And what we do is we supply these type of personnel, engineers, scientists, computer specialists. Mm-hmm. And we do this on an ongoing basis. Yes. Now we're widening our parameters to the aerospace industry. The problem being there's a shortage of engineers in the country, and that's only going to continue. So one of our objectives is to develop an ongoing, comprehensive training program, high-tech training, where we can take youngsters and people of various backgrounds who are out of the loop, so to speak, because we're in a 21st century mode, and technology is the mode.
Mm-hmm. How long has your company been offering this kind of service?
E3's been in business going on over 8 years now, and it originally started as an engineering consulting firm doing engineering on its own premises, but the need for engineering personnel on an outsourcing basis is so widespread that we saw a void where qualified people were not getting placed, and the industry was suffering. So we thought that best to have an engineering firm supply engineering personnel. Right. Now, it's different from a personal placement firm that would what we call an employment firm. We're not that at all. We're a contract engineering firm where we interview these engineers, and they're on our employees, and we contract them out to the various clients. They come under our wavelength and mode. E3 is what we call a niche firm. We specialize in high-tech electronics. When you talk about the computer, you're talking about electronics. You're talking about a electronic brain, so to speak, and microprocessing, microchips. And what we do, we specialize in that field. We found the niche because the automobile today is mechanical in name only. It actually operates by electronics. It's a computer brain. And what happens here is that we were able to establish a reputation, and we have no competition per se. And we're in this niche mode. Chrysler, for example, had 100 suppliers. They downsized, which they call right-sizing, and went from 100 to 9. E3 was one of the top of the 9. And we want to bring this same expertise to the area of South Africa.
What do you foresee offering in South Africa?
Well, what we want to term is technology transfer in communication and education, high-tech education, in training. What we're saying is South Africa over the years they have been somewhat alienated from the rest of the world, and divestiture and what have you. And what has happened, they fell behind a little in technology. Technology is exponential. It changes every day. What's new today is old tomorrow. And what we envision is we could come in, supply the type of technical personnel that we supply in America, and also bring about a training element and conduit to the undeveloped areas, which is, I'll get to that in a moment. That's the core of what we want to do. Yes. And we could help them come up to a technological standard, albeit that they have firms there now, Digital and IBM and the big corporations. The big corporations didn't do it before, and they're not going to do it now.
Well, how would E3 be different from those corporations in terms of delivering services and so on?
Well, coming from the top, that our agenda is to come in and develop those areas because we know that the nucleus of hidden talent is in the undeveloped areas. It's an untapped source. And we have a mandate here in the inner city, undeveloped areas, and a person would be really remiss. The other corporations don't understand the real essence. I guess it's a persuasional thing. We're a minority firm, for lack of a better word. We're not minority, and it's just determined when we talk about minority, meaning persuasion in America. But we believe that must be a connected nexus between the South African undeveloped areas and American undeveloped areas, because then we can develop some type of connective synergy, hopefully. Because then we can take youngsters from here and take them there, and then vice versa. Bring youngsters here and have them interact. We would train them on our own premises, send them into, say, industry. They would develop expertise. Then they could bring that back to South Africa.
So you're really interested in long-term development of the underdeveloped areas, townships, rural areas, youngsters who have the potential to really excel in these areas.
Yes. Yes, I think the only difference between what went on in South Africa and what's going on in inner cities is just the ocean. Because I tend to think it's two wings of the same bird. What we suffered here, apartheid, was just a overt version of the covert things that are still going on here. And it's in corporate America. It's a parcel of the fabric of America. But what we want to do, because of the government, the resources, the consolidated gold mines, De Beers, they're going to have to be upgraded. So we're talking about the private sector also. We have the facility to bring people there to upgrade the industry there, because the infrastructure is very strong. And hopefully, we'd be able to do this. Undoubtedly, we'd be able to do it much cheaper than the big corporations. The big corporations are going to go there, like they did before, and their bottom line is going to get bigger, and only a picofarad that's going to be realized in the South Africa wider parameter of the 25 million disenfranchised. So we want to get involved because it will help the initiative here, because we cannot do it here and not do it there. We cannot develop there and not do it here. And at this stage, I think the whole of E3 is based on this mode of what I call right. You know, right views, right intentions, right speech, right living, right actions, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. And as we said in our little motto, it's just words, but we live this. That's our pulse, that's our endeavor, that's E3. And I think that the time is at hand. I think the time dictates the agenda. And the time is at hand, and the world is changing. And so I think that we could definitely make an impact. E3 is on the cutting edge of 21st century technology. And I would not feel satisfied as a CEO and the board members support this initiative if we don't develop up our communities in worldwide brotherhood. It's as simple as that.
Well, thank you for these few minutes to bring to you our CEO, President Robert Houtman.